Welcome to another one of my videos. We will be going over some Buddha Sutras. The first one is Realization and Contemplation from the Mahadukkhakhanda Sutta, the Great Mass of Stress, Mahayana Nikaya 13. Sensuality, forms, and feelings of body and mind/emotions. Consider them all as empty, sticky, changing, gross as a possibility for suffering, and whether pleasant, neutral, or unpleasant, subdue desire, passion for them. When it comes to sensuality with the six senses, what they are in contact with, whether it is pleasant, painful, or unpleasant, with the body, with the intellect, whether the thoughts are pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. Experience them and consider them all as empty, sticky if clung to, impermanent, thus changing, gross, as a possibility for suffering. Subdue desire, passion for them. Now we go to what the Buddha. One can say he is a true contemplative when this is in truth recognized and honored. I am a true contemplative. The Buddha outlines the full course of training by which a meditator may earn the right to call him or herself a true contemplative. This is the Maha-Asapura Sutta. I am concerned for the consequences of wrongdoing. Bodily, verbal, and livelihood is pure. Restraint of the senses, I have. Moderate in eating, wakefulness/mindful, abandon hindrances, the 5 hindrances, abiding in the jhanas, the 4 meditative absorptions, and having knowledge of the 3 knowledges. Now, we go to the Dvedavitaka Sutta, the 2 sorts of thinking. Thoughts connected to sensuality, ill will, and harmfulness do not lead one to awakening, while those connected with their opposites, being renunciation, non-ill will, and harmlessness, do. Contemplate this, and then upon noticing your affliction, it subsides. Whenever it is present, simply abandon them, dispel it, and wipe it out of existence. So this is in reference to thoughts with sensuality, ill will, and harmfulness. With sensuality, cultivate renunciation. With ill will, non-ill will, goodwill meditation. With harmfulness, harmlessness, ahamsa. The sutta, readings from it. As I noticed that it leads to my own affliction, it subsided. As I noticed that it leads to the affliction of others, to the affliction of both, it obstructs discernment, promotes vitiation, and does not lead to unbinding, it subsided. Whenever thinking imbued with sensuality has arisen, I simply abandoned it, dispelled it, and wiped it out of existence. And as I remained thus heedful, ardent, and resolute, thinking imbued with ill will arose in me. I discerned that thinking imbued with ill will has arisen in me, and that leads to my own affliction, or to the affliction of others, or to both. It obstructs discernment, promotes fixation, and does not lead to unbinding. As I noticed that it leads to my own afflictions, it subsided. As I notice that it leads to the affliction of others, or both, it obstructs discernment, promotes fixation, and does not lead to unbinding, it subsided. Whenever thinking imbued with ill will had arisen, I simply abandoned it, dispelled it, wiped it out of existence. Same goes with harmfulness. Whatever a monk keeps pursuing with his thinking and pondering, that becomes the inclination of his awareness. If a monk keeps pursuing thinking imbued with sensuality, abandoning thinking imbued with renunciation, his mind is bent by that thinking imbued with sensuality. If a monk keeps pursuing thinking imbued with ill will, abandoning thinking imbued with non ill will, his mind is bent by that thinking imbued by ill will. Same with harmfulness. Sensuality, renunciation, ill will, non ill will, harmfulness, harmlessness. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. May you be free from suffering in body and mind. Amen. 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 Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa.